All right.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody. Thank you for making time to be with us here. Some of you we know, some of you we don't know. So for those of you that don't know us, we're just going to introduce ourselves a little bit so you know who you're talking to. So there is Matt, Susanna, and me, Dan. We run the DearmouringArts training. And a little bit about me. I've been doing Dearmouring for quite a while. And if anybody wants to know more about me, you're super welcome to ask me, but I'm going to pass the microphone on. Ta-da!
Micro version, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt?
Go next, Sana.
Me? Okay.
You go next. Yeah.
Susanna, yeah, co-founder to DearmouringArts with Dean, lifelong seeker. Dearmouring is a lifestyle, and Dearmouring for me is a lot and very little of pressing points. Next is Matt.
Hi, everybody. My name is Matt, German born. I'm the one who is not funny when I'm making jokes. I'm a total consent geek. I'm into the nervous system communication, container creation. I'm a Dearmouring practitioner, facilitator since 15 years. On the tantric path since 25 years. That's how old I am. And I'm a guest
You're
teacher
25.
in the DearmouringArts.
On the armpit.
Only 5 years. I wish.
So, dear people, we wanted to talk to you about a little bit about Dearmouring in general, and we wanted to talk about the upcoming training in Sicily and why we feel it's going to be special. It's going to be special mainly, I mean, two reasons. Okay, one is because we're actually sitting on a volcano, active volcano. So we're going to talk about more of that in a minute. That will provide energy that we normally don't have. And then the other one is because this potentially is the last, well, it is definitely a last training of the DearmouringArts in this constellation because I'm leading the company. And so we'll talk about that as well. And then we're going to open the space for you to ask questions and hopefully we'll be able to answer. So that's what's going to happen today. So how many of you people have never really done any Dearmouring or don't have, really people, would be amazing to turn your cameras on. Please turn the camera so we can actually see your responses and answers, and like with no camera it doesn't work. All right, so how many of you have never done any Dearmouring or have no idea really when we say Dearmouring what? Is there anybody here like that? One, Lucas, thank you. Yasmin also. Anybody else? Mona maybe? Yeah, cool, okay. And then we can see that there are some of you who did our trainings in the past, so that's good. All right, so for those of you that don't really know what Dearmouring is, shall three of us give a little definition of how we see Dearmouring concept?
I have one more question.
Yeah, go for it.
How many in here are also here because you're interested in the training in June? Raise a hand. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Cool. But I'm sure there's going to be more by the end of this conversation. All right, so who wants to start talking about what Dearmouring is?
You.
Okay, me. All right, so you will find out that three teachers, well, three facilitators, each one of us has a very different idea about what life is and what Dearmouring is and how to do it. And the very reason we have three facilitators is to give you as many different perspectives to Dearmouring as we can, because in our experience, every person, when they start practicing Dearmouring, develops their own style, and they develop their own definition of what Dearmouring is, how it works, and what it is. So for me, definition had been changing actually over the years as I grow and develop. So that's the definition of what Ama and Dearmouring is. So current version is, for me, anything that stands between me and God is Ama. So for me, Dearmouring is path of mastery. It's a very dedicated, full-on, full-time, for me, life. It's a lifestyle. I take it very seriously, and it works on all the levels of my existence, from physical, emotional, mental, energetic, and spiritual. So there is many things that I can tell you about how I see it, but I would like to pass on the word to two of you and just briefly let's kind of start building the picture.
Want to go next, Sanna? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I copy paste what Dean said, and that can also perhaps for some who are new to it, but also those who have come to us a few times, that the armoring for me, like when I first heard about the word the armoring, then it was like sexual healing work, so hands-on work. And so I started to discover that about 15 years ago. But the more I practiced and the more I've grown on my path as a person, as a woman, as a teacher, as a being, as me too are on a path of self-mastery, then I come to realize that the armoring for me is really, like Dean says, a lifestyle, because whatever is in the way of me and living full to my capacity, whatever that is, it's it's a discovery process, is armor. So I like to combine the words de-armoring and deconditioning. So for me, it's really something I practice on an everyday life. My mindset, my way of speaking with people, my way of processing people is de-armoring. Like it's a wide concept. Sometimes it's hands-on, sometimes it's a word, sometimes it's screaming, sometimes it's wrestling, sometimes it's a little pointing on an arm. It's so broad, big, and it works the best when, like I want to say, when I process people, it works the best when I get out of the way. Just to add.
So my take on that is everything that both said, copied, paste. And so there are many ways of de-armoring. And I have been developing in the last few years from any kind of physical, emotional, spiritual, mental de-armoring as well into a structure that I call digital de-armoring, to getting in front of the camera and learning so much about myself when I'm freezing, just like, oh my God, there's no human being in the place. I'm looking to this black thing and then I'm just shutting down. So this is as well a part of de-armoring, being capable of speaking and expressing my message into the world when I'm just doing live streams or doing courses or whatever. So I started one part where I do podcasts with practitioners who were participants in previous trainings and talk with them about their experience from the training and how they go into different ways of doing the armoring with clients when they start becoming a professional in their way. And sitting me there as the teacher, facilitator, or the host of the interview and listening to different people, hearing that there are so many different ways of de-armoring with every practitioner differently with different people, so that this is in its total an art form and definitely a lifestyle. And I like to see it from that perspective. We can only guide people as far as we gotten ourselves. So that all of this, people said just like, well, I need to see on the journey where I'm still in my own way to help people to get out of their own way. So that is a lifelong process of de-armoring our conditionings that we have inherited through religion, society, education, you name it. That isn't the way, like Deanne said, between me and my authentic expression to the divine, however you define that. That's my stance.
So I also want to add, because what we just told you, if you've never heard of it, this can sound a little bit like confusing, daunting, and like, what the hell is it? Well, it's not really easy to explain I mean, it is, but you need to experience it to actually appreciate what we're saying. But in practical terms, the armoring can be done through physical touch, so through body work, pressing on the body or making contact with the body. It can be done through energy work, so not touching the body, just coming close with my presence to your presence. It can also be done on distance. It can also be done through conversation. Some call it talk therapy. So by asking very direct and precise questions, I can really get very, very deep inside the person and uncover many things that people keep hidden under the carpet, like skeletons under the carpet. So I'm saying this because actually like, at least in my definition, the promise of the basic training, 11-day basic training, is that at the end of it, you're going to know what Dearmouring is and what it's not. You're going to experience it in so many different aspects on yourself. You're actually going to have the experience, embodied experience of how it works, what it is, and what it does. That at the end of it, you will know, aha, this is Dearmouring and that's not. And then should you wish to become a Dearmouring practitioner, then you need to start actual training, because like any other serious profession, to become a professional will take anything between 2 and 4 years of training. You can't possibly think that you come to 11-day training and then you're professional. That would be ridiculous, you know? So that's anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I would like to add to that. So the training in itself, it's a lot of hands-on practice as well, emotional work and recalibration work through breath work and stuff. But before it comes to touch, and this is my part of the training that I love so much, is how the container is built, how to create communication and alignment before it comes to physical touch. Talking a lot about the nervous system and trauma and how trauma is stored and what we carry as a package in ourself before it comes actually to physical touch.
And boundaries, a lot about boundaries.
A lot about boundaries and how to bring that together.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm thinking about like the buzzword of Dearmouring that kind of started in Europe, like 2010-ish, that I know of at least. And what is kind of the baseline that in a lot of these practices was the sexual healing part, which is an element of what we teach as well, which for me was groundbreaking, coming from a lot of abuse in my background, sexual abuse, and before starting, like before exploring sexual Dearmouring or sexual healing, I couldn't really find the right method that kind of aligned me fully. So when I came across sexual healing and had my first internal Dearmouring, this is when it really changed my life. This is where I decided that this has to be passed on to as many as possible. Because in so many methodologies, there is this lack, the avoidance of sexuality, of our genitals, and there is so much armor and conditioning stored in our sexuality. Would you agree upon that? Yeah. So this is one of the most profound, for me, profound elements that we can work with, and that together with boundaries, consent, which really creates, contributes, for me at least, and I've seen so many other transform to this, contributes to really becoming a whole human being. Like for me, and it doesn't have to be like, I know like Dian, for example, doesn't work hands-on genitals anymore. It doesn't have to be, but for me, it was absolutely life-changing. And for me, this is what I see transforms people's lives so much more, like over and over and over again. I want to add it on because that's really like one of the core elements of this whole training and this whole practice for me. Yeah.
Thank you. And then just to give you a completely opposite, like 180-degree turn, is I'm in a strict celibacy. I've been doing it for now, I'm in the 9th year with ups and downs and ins and outs. And so I don't work with sexuality at all, not just genitals, no sexuality, no naked bodies. And I found when I first went celibate years ago, I thought, because before then I was also internal Dearmouring, that was bread and butter. That was basically the thing, sexual Dearmouring. And then when I stopped doing it, I thought, oh my God, nobody's gonna come. What clients, like, what will I do? And then I found out in the process of doing it, that actually, in my experience, sexual Dearmouring is like 10%, 5 to 10% of what I actually do with people. 90% is got nothing to do with sexuality. So I just wanted to kind of touch that also to broaden the picture. And the other thing I wanted to say is that you can think about basic training as a 50-50 split training. 50% of the training is actual training. It's like you need to learn a lot, like Matt was saying, you need to learn about the nervous system, you need to learn about the do's and don'ts. There's a lot of theory to take in. And then the other 50% is actually your own personal journey. Because in order to become a Dearmouring practitioner, it's not an intellectual profession, it's a very experiential thing. And as Matt already mentioned earlier, you can only take people as deep as you are deep. And so you need to deepen your own container, you need to catalyze yourself again and again and again and again, this side, that side, this issue, that issue. in order so you can actually hold space for your clients in the future. So 50-50 is designed for that kind of purpose.
And I want to like just weave into that, because I notice in like, I noticed this like it's a red thread over and over in trainings that, and even for repeating students, is the idea that dearmoring is hands-on and pressing points, and there is a neglect of the understanding or the willingness of going deeper in the personal process. So for you who are here and are practicing this art form, DearmouringArts, remember that like the more you can deepen yourself, let go, surrender, deepen, daring, the shadow work, that will be the greatest transmission in the end for your clients, at least out of my perspective.
Yeah.
So really, like, if there is this fixed idea that, oh, I have to press the point, like, forget it.
That's going to be a massage. Effect is going to be a massage.
No, and yeah, and not only that, because yeah, exactly, both that, and it's also, there is so much more. Like, if you see how we handle people in a processing circle, for example, that is like a completely different process, but we take people deep because we have learned to sense people. Yeah, and that is an art form of feeling ourselves and opening up, yeah, through like a lot of inner work. So yeah, that's why the personal process is crucial, I think, for working with people in general.
Yeah, I would like to add as well to that what Diane said about the 50-50, who the training is for, who is coming. You know, sometimes people come who are practitioner, who doing hands-on work already, or therapists, or any kind of physicians or anything, who just know about dearmoring and sexual dearmoring and want to put that into their toolkit to get, you know, an upgrade of their version of body work, for example. And then there are people who just want to make a shift. They want to become a professional. They're doing a 9-to-5 job. They are just, and they are on the transition. They're out and they just want to learn a skill that they want to make to their profession. And then we have people who have no interest in any kind of professional dearmoring as a practitioner at all. They just come for their own individual personal journey. They just want to dive deeper and find out where in their history, in their path, in their conditioning, there was wanted to take pieces out to become a more authentic, better version of themselves. And that in itself, in the mix of the training, is very transformative, because we have different people from different backgrounds and intentions coming together, and we creating and drafting their journey together, that this is just like a road for everybody at the end to be capable to practice with each other and support each other on their way of life.
So I feel now we would like to get some questions about this part of the conversation. So those of you that are new to this, I mean, all the old ones, but basically ask us some questions if you need any more clarification or understanding what on earth you might be getting yourself into.
I have another maybe put in before. Maybe you just want to ask some people who have done the training about their experience, that you don't only hear
Let's
what
do
we
that
say.
later, man. Let's do it later, because it's going to take the conversation, and now we're kind of in the understanding arena. Let's see if anybody wants to ask something.
Just that question, and unmuting yourself can be a dearmoring. Or you can also write the question in the chat. It can be anything personal, or the June training, or is it for me, or what could I expect, or what is in
Jasmine?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, because I thought
Hi.
you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I haven't done the training though. I just wanted to ask a question.
Please.
Okay. Is it how do you think this, I mean, obviously it differentiates to many other types of training, but how do you think, what's the main element of it that differentiates, you know, from Tantra and various yoga forms of training and other forms of trauma therapy? Yeah, because I'm on a really big journey with many things, and I am very interested in this, particularly the healing around, you know, sexual energy and that kind of thing. And I'm on a very challenging journey with freeing myself back into a state of, you know, true self-belief and truly embodying what I'm really here to do in my life again after many years of being held back by sickness and chronic illness. So I'm kind of refinding that strength. So is that something? So yeah, I don't know if that's enough to answer the question. Am I being clear enough?
Who wants to go first? I'm sure we're all aging to jump in.
No, I'm not.
Sana?
Actually, I can start. I think what difference in this particular training is that we are 3 teachers and we have 3 different perspectives and we agree to disagree. And our space,
No.
why?
What?
And our space is, we really invite authenticity and rawness. So there is no, like, if you seek the priestess, flowery, hippie, flutes, sagey space, forget it.
Okay.
This is raw, real human shadow work with love, care. Like, we really want to empower, or at least I mean, I speak for myself, but I know I speak for all of us. Really want to create a space for individuals to show up in their truth. That means that we welcome it all. Like, really, like it's really a training of the heart in its full rawness.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, so you kind of cover like anything and everything, basically.
I can't say any. I mean,
No, there's no.
yoga teacher training and raw food training and guitar. It's not everything.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean, yeah, I understand.
No, what I mean is that we really we do a lot of deep, like, individual processing, and we really, like, we are not like spiritual. We did not deny the anger. We don't deny shadow work. We don't deny, like, we allow everything to come up and to be exposed, so we can transform whatever hinders us into the light. Yeah, and then we have we have a very specific structure, but in between that, like with the group setting, it always happens certain, like, each group have its own unique element, and there's certain processes arising in each group, and we really go deep and raw into that process.
Okay.
I don't know if that gives clarity for you. It might be.
Yeah, somewhat.
I can give you another
Thank you.
twist on that one. So basically, there are not really that many spaces that I know of that are as potent, allowing, and set up for absolute fucking everything is allowed. Anything goes. We are totally politically incorrect. We don't give a fuck about anything that anybody says. The only thing we give a fuck is it authentic? Is it real? Is there a heart in it? Or are you just fucking pretending and bullshitting? And if you are, we're gonna tell you in the nicest possible way, but we're not gonna keep it shush. So the difference between this training and many other spaces is that this is, at least, okay, I'm gonna speak in my terms. So my background is, I am extremely interested in shadow work, in going into the darkness, like really into the basement of basements, and bringing it into light. So you can count on me. I'm gonna be your ally. However fucked up you think you are, however shadowy you think you are, however murky you feel you are, I'm gonna take you by the hand. We're gonna go together into a basement, and I'm gonna show you the beautiful angel full of love. So this is my job there. So what you can expect there that potentially you might not expect in other spaces is us, because our commitment to this work, our commitment to transmutation of shadow into light is so deep. It's so, like, this is, the people will tell you afterwards when we ask them to share about the experience of the training, what they feel about that. Basically, I feel the difference is our commitment to you, which is extremely deep, extremely important, and 100% on your side. So that's one side of it also that you can count on.
Yeah. And my 5 cents to that is, as Sana said, we are 3 different teachers from a different walk of life, and we keep each other accountable, and we just want to make sure that this is not a me, myself, and I show. So that the 3 of us, we are holding the main structure of the training, while we have a really potent group of assistants who keeping the entire structure running. But all of us, so the 3 of us plus the group of assistants, we will have our eyes on everything that is going to happen within the space or outside of the space. And
24/7.
we put people's shadow or armor that they're not aware of in a crossfire, not to break you, but to give you the chance to recognize yourself. And I think as far as I've done, you know, every training out there in the last 10, 15 years that were available, I have not seen 3 people training who are holding the space in an equal way of supporting participants. So if this training would be a training where I would go, I definitely would.
Okay, thank you.
And Jasmine, also, if you feel like you want to have a private conversation, like I'm happy, or one of the other two, like whoever you want to talk to, we're happy to jump on a call and have a private call with you.
And this goes for everybody
Thank
here.
you.
Like if you want like more clarification to find out if this is for you or not, please look us up. We're gonna give you a link after the end of this conversation. Any 3 of us can spend like half an hour, 1 hour with you talking to one-to-one and just really
Okay, great.
explaining what it is, what is not, and how it can benefit you.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank
do
you for
that.
asking.
Any more questions?
And by
Really
the way, that
shy.
was great, Jasmine, that you made the first step in speaking in front of the cam. Thank you.
Well, I'm a performer, so it's easier for me than some
Great.
people.
Don't say that. We pay you after. No.
If you feel like, please, not me, I don't want to say anything. I have to say something, but I don't want.
I mean, one great thing for anybody who's in the room right now is like, if your heart is pounding, then it's something they want to come through. So even if your mind doesn't know what it is yet, and you feel like, you can just say, okay, unmute and say, my heart is pounding. There is something I would like to say, but I don't know yet what, and then just talk. It's often a great way of showing up. Is there anybody who feels that heartbeat?
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Right.
Hi, my name is Eliana. I live in Italy. I was born in Argentina, and I work as a naturopath, but I use different methodologies. Also some kind of body work, like reflexology and other practices. And I am very interested in this. I see that the basics are basics that I share. The, you know, being authentic, the being able to see and transmute. But I am not sure what dearmoring is. Even though you have been explaining it, I came in the Zoom meeting 15 minutes late. So maybe like I have seen videos in which the body releases tension in a way that I haven't seen in other practices. So I am asking myself, is this what differentiates dearmoring from other practices? And the other question is, where should I start? Because I received an email with 2 courses, one in Spain and
Present.
the other one. Yes, exactly. Which of the 2
Let's
courses
talk about
is
that
the...
later. Let's talk about the first question first.
Okay, yes. I just wanted to ask that. Those are my 2 questions for now.
I have a question for you. So when you're talking about that you saw a video of body release intention, was it one of those where person is kind of going,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
Yes.
this is not it. No. So
Be it.
it can be, yeah. Basically,
I'm sorry, I came in late, so I probably missed
no. We
something.
didn't talk about it. It's a perfect question at a perfect time, and I'm actually talking to everybody. The style of dearmoring that we do it's very much real and it's human. All we want is we want to help you become as authentic and human as you can. And sometimes it will be enough for one of us just to look at you in a certain way and to say one word or two words. And something inside you is just gonna give up. Something inside you is just gonna relax. It's just gonna go, oh. And then maybe some emotion will come. Maybe some energy will move. Maybe you will just have a aha moment of like, oh my God, now I get it. It can happen in so many different ways. So it depends on what area of your life you're working on. And we work on every area of life, literally every aspect of your life. If it's armored, needs to be freed up. So that's my 5 cents on that one. I'm sure Sana and Matt will have. Matt wants to go.
Yeah, I would like to just a tiny little bit, because Sana said that so profoundly before you spoke, is, and that's a question for everybody here, and then I come to you. When you about to speak something up and your heart beats fast, yeah, when you're about to say something that can be challenging, do you know what I mean? When the heart beats in your throat and all of a sudden you can't say a word. Yeah, I still have that, even though I have done tons of training and everything. And just the explanation of that, there is something in our social engagement that doesn't feel safe to do that, because we have not learned that this is safe. We have been ridiculized, we have been shut down, we have been made small or judged or whatever. And this wrong making is somehow a memory in our system. And when that happens, it's so-called the vagal break from social engagement into sympathetic. So we go in fight, flight, or in a shutdown. And if we don't catch that, and if we are not capable of getting that out of the way as an obstacle, we literally are in an armor and not capable of expressing our authentic truth in the moment. So when you, and this is a great example about us here being in that room, is when you catch yourself, as Sana said, and you just open up your microphone and you just dare to speak with the fear of saying something ridiculous, being stupid, being judged, made wrong, whatever it is, and you face yourself and you start to feel embarrassment, awkwardness, shame, all this flushing comes up. Oh my God, who the fuck am I to speak here? And you dare to do that, and all of a sudden you just take this leap and be in your expression, and then you're just like, oh my God, that was so liberating and freeing. That in itself is a part of de-armoring, and you can adapt that to any other life situation where a conditioning is holding you back from being your full potential of yourself. That's my 5 cents.
Brilliant. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, I think, I mean, like social deconditioning is a huge, de-armoring is like one of the major ones, like all the armor, all the programming, all the conditioning we've built around ourselves in order to be loved, appreciated, and approved, you know, like being born like somewhat, okay, of course, genetics and societal, our past and country and all of that is also part of forming us, but like somewhat still born into a world like everything is new and everything is fresh, and then we just learn, okay, if I don't do this I get shut down, if I don't do this I don't get love, if I do this I get love. So we learn all this programming, right? And with life we just get more and more armor, we get just further and further and further away from our essence. Yeah. And of course all the tension through this happening is when we contract, or maybe being exposed for a trauma or hit by a car or yelled at. This stores as tension, as trauma in our bodies. Hence, yes, the mental part, yes, the deconditioning is important, but also hands-on and really embodying and transforming through the body is massive. Hence, I feel that both are super important. And so in our training, to answer your question, like working with the body and the armor in the body is about 35%, I would say. And then the tools around that and how to learn to hold these processes, which is, you know, in certain way technique, but in many ways, like to go in deep into yourself in order to learn to become a clearer vessel. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah.
And as you have raised your hand, Elena, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I was asking myself because I do part of what you said in my own work naturally, like nobody taught me. And the way I understand it is to, in a way, open up with trust and faith in life, which is the antidote to fear. So if we have yeah, kind of programs from the past that make us shut down, which is fear, then you kind of slowly substitute that with acceptance and love in all areas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that it? Like, is that the line of work?
It's a part of the line of work. It's not the line of work. It's a part of the
Maybe,
line.
I don't know if you didn't hear when we were sharing about what we think Dearmouring is for us. And for me, Dearmouring is path of mastery. It's a long road to God. So anything that stands between me and God is armor. So what you just mentioned is one little part of it. And there are hundreds and hundreds of other aspects of myself that also want to surrender to God, to Goddess, to life. So all of that is the armoring.
Yeah,
It's
and
vast. It's huge.
I'm also thinking, Adriana, if you like, you're really curious, like we invited Jasmine, you can also jump on a call and we can really like dig deeper into like, what have you done? Where do you want to go? Like, where are
Yeah.
you in your personal process? It's easier to go like a little deeper, and then you can also get many more questions answered.
Thank you.
Does that resonate?
Thank you.
Yeah.
yeah, and one more piece to add to that, what Diane and Sana said about, you know, we are all in different path of life. You know, we have different ages and we have different backgrounds, and it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter which country you're from. It doesn't matter what your religious background is. You know, we have from young people in the age of 18, 19 till I don't know what the highest age is, something in their 70s or so. So it's and everybody independent from the age group is carrying something, realizing I would like to dive and dig deeper into that and get a part back of myself that I was not aware of, that I was missing that 10 years ago, for example.
Yeah. And it never ends. I mean, growth never ends, at least in my experience yet. What would we then do with life? Yeah.
I think this may be a good time to ask a couple of people that did the trainings to succinctly and shortly, don't take too much time because there's few of you here, just how would you answer Eliana's question? Like, what is different between this training and other stuff you've done?
What transformation has it brought you, both personally on working with people?
Don't let us speak on you.
I love to see how mouths are kind of getting torter.
Yeah, yeah. Peter? Peter?
Can I?
Who?
Hello?
Okay, Christian. Okay, Christian, I can, yeah.
Christina, of course. Christina, your camera is very blurry though.
I know it's broken.
Okay.
So, hello. Very glad to see you. First of all, what really inspired me was you three. That made for me a big difference of everything that I have done before. And I have done before a lot of things, and a lot of trainings of body work. But the spaces that you opened, I have rarely seen before and never after. So, yeah.
Thank you.
And maybe just a short one for my personal experience after, since then. I would describe it as a quest of digging deeper. So it made me. So, for example, what you just said really touched me about not being able to speak and open my mouth and stand up and speak out what I really think. I have done voice. I have discovered more and more my voice. I went into radical honesty a lot, and I just discovered that this is a big part for my personal journey to learn and become really true to myself.
Thank you,
So
Christine.
since then, sexuality, yes, but as well the voice has become a very important path. That you was the lounge, I would say, of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina.
Stuart, don't raise your hand, just speak.
I can talk a little bit about it. I actually went to the training twice because of a personal, basically, desire for a deep journey. And the first one was actually really overwhelming to me, with having some tantric background and also some family constellation background and stuff. The first one was really intense. The way how this safe space was built, the pressure that kind of cooked up in the group during the days, increasing day by day, and the craziness of the stuff that showed up. And also, when you go there, be prepared, you will be triggered not only once. It's basically, it grabs the whole group. So it is super intense. I haven't had that before, and also not after that. But the space, the quality of the interactions, the safety there, and also the professionalism and the loving care when processing these things was outstanding, and have never experienced that elsewhere. So really, really profound work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Günther.
Stuart.
Okay,
Jump.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I did the basic training in 2019, and I did 3 other levels of training with Deanne and Susanna. And yeah, I mean, it was the basic training at how many days? 8, 9 days, I don't remember. But it was probably one of the most difficult things I've done in my life. I stood up in front of 30, 40 people and told them that I was molested by a teacher when I was 9 years old. And I mean, I'd never told anyone. And that was, I mean, it was a huge, huge moment. So these guys, I mean, they hold the space for you for these things to come up, and they have so much integrity, because things are going to come up. I mean, you've got nowhere to hide, and you know, it's a profound experience. And the sharing circles, I mean, I never experienced something like that, where you have somebody talking about their experience, and you see it has an effect on other people in the room, and other people go into this processing, because what one person is saying, you know, resonates with so many other people. And yeah, Deanne and Susanna, they hold the space for that so well. So definitely, if you have the opportunity, you know, just go.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Go on, one more.
Hi. For me, it was having done lots of different courses. I've never actually done anything quite like this one. As the other guys have said, these three people here are extremely skilled and experienced, and create a really unique space for people to share. And I would say that the big thing for me, peeling back the layers of authenticity, there's no escape. It's like the big penny drops, and it doesn't just drop in those 10 days, it stays with you afterwards. And I found for a long time, even now, I find things that I learned or that surfaced, and I would never have got there had I not done that course. And as the other guy said, other people sharing and opening up like that made me open up, made me look at things that I thought I had discovered and I didn't. And it is a life-changing course, and I encourage everyone to go on it. And I was talking about it this week to someone. I'm on a retreat at the moment, and I was talking to 2 people and encouraging them to go on it too. So I hope you guys do a lot more courses. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Peter.
Peter. All right. So that gives you another angle on some people. Obviously, there were hundreds and hundreds of people that went through our trainings, and there are actually plenty of videos on our YouTube channel as well that you can look at for testimonials and people kind of sharing their experiences. But I would like to take the conversation a little bit into practical and the next training in Sicily. So this training is going to be special, as I said at the beginning, and I would like to talk about the first reason why, because we are sitting on a volcano. So, yeah, I mean, this is not gonna be a joke. This is gonna be fucking intense. So if you can't take intensity, please don't come, because you're gonna have a really hard time. So Susanna just did the Dearmouring through pleasure there, and luckily for us, now we know what we're actually going into, because the Etna actually is, right now, she's alive, and the ground is shaking and rumbling, and the power of that is basically shaking the fear and shaking the root of people. You cannot escape it, because it comes through the feet, it comes through the ground, it comes into the body automatically, energetically. So that's going to be added spice, if you like, to our trainings. Are super intense anyway, but I can't wait to experience the volcanic energy under me. I'm so raring, I'm so up for it, I can't tell you how much. I mean, this is going to be fucking intense. I can't wait. So if you like intensity, and if you think you're hardcore, and if you think there's nothing else that can shake you, come. Let's go to Sicily and let's sit on a volcano for 11 days. Let's see what's gonna come up.
And I would like to talk about the second reason, because it's so interesting seeing Deanne and Sana. So I'm since 2020, I'm in the trainings. So I've done 8 trainings with them. And both of them, they have sometimes like mommy and daddy, if you have been growing up with your parents and you were kind of sick of them fighting and they just having kind of a controversial argues and stuff like that, and you think you have done your work with your family, stuff like that, and you have Deanne and Sana in a contradictive communication, your mommy and daddy issue will come up. I promise you that. Even for me, sitting next to them as the little brother, or just like say, what's going on? It's and they choose to just move apart. We had, I think 3 years or 2 years ago, there was already another last training that was announced. And then there were so many people everywhere saying, you cannot go apart because we want this.
We need mama and papa that argue, otherwise we're not gonna work through it.
So mommy and daddy, they got their shit together, but now they're just like going into a different direction. But that's the last training with the 3 of us. And if you just want to get this transformative essence of the 3 of us, this is the training.
I want to add on then, because when I hear you talk, it's like the intensity and the hardcore and the shit and like the fire. Yes, it's plenty of that, but it's also, there is a process for every human being, right? Like some needs the love, the tenderness, the sweetness. So it's, the whole element is just the intent to have a bit. I also have a lot of fire, but there is also the softness and the sweetness and the care and the holding, and we teach with a lot of humor. Yeah. So it's really a space with a high ceiling. Yeah. And a lot of love. Yeah. I want to add that in. Yeah.
Yeah. Mommy and daddy are deeply in love and they really care for each other and others, but they fight sometimes.
No. So having said all of that, again, are there any more questions about the training, about your participation in the training?
Your process, maybe?
Yeah.
What time is breakfast?
No. No breakfast. Seriously.
anything about the structure or anything
Yeah,
else?
I was going to ask about the structure actually, of like what does the structure look like from day to
Don't go there.
day?
Just
Is
don't
it
go there.
But
random?
how would it help you? So what would help with the structure? What would help? What part of you would be fed and nourished by that? Yes, I know what to talk into.
I mean, I don't mind not knowing what to expect, but um,
Are you sure?
well, I do quite like, yeah, I like to
But
know
when you
like the
say
day.
structure, is it Monday to Sunday? Is it time-wise?
Oh, no,
Breaks?
like
Is it the
daily.
teach? Like, what is the structure for you? What is it that you would like to get
Um,
out of the structure?
kind of how it's led, I guess, how it's led by the teachers, and is it, is it led by the participants? Is
No.
there a
No, absolutely.
timeout when it, things move in a different direction or?
Okay, quick answer, can I?
Absolutely.
Okay, 3 sessions a day, 4 sessions a day. First session, voluntary morning practice before breakfast, theory or breath work. Second session, mandatory after breakfast until lunchtime, which is like a morning teaching piece. Then there is a couple of hours lunch. Then we have afternoon session until dinner, which is another teaching piece. And then after dinner, we have a voluntary evening session. So the whole thing is from about 7 in the morning until about 11 at night, if you can take it.
8 in the morning.
8 in the morning until about 10, 11 at night, if you can take it, but it's voluntary.
Yeah, evening is voluntary, and sometimes it's shorter.
So that's the only thing that sticks. Everything else that happens within those sessions doesn't stick. So don't ask that because we don't know. You see, the thing that the way we work is we put a finger on a pulse. So we walk into the space, we sit in a circle, we connect with the group, and we say, okay, this needs to happen now. And it changes because group changes, energy changes. There's no point banging on one door if it's closed or if it's not ready. So there is some kind of wave that we follow, but there is a lot of flexibility due to changes of energy.
Yeah. But there is also a certain group like a group fundamental curriculum that we cover each time. But it's
Yeah, and we have an arc that we built. So in the beginning, of course, just like how to create containers and how to just like communicate boundaries, and when it comes to touch and proximity, and when it comes to the practice, we do demo sessions. And after demo sessions, there will be questions and answers. And then the important piece is the teaching, that you're not copying the demo, that you have the communication with the person in the engagement, what is going to be released, or in which direction you want to go. So we have the first 7 days of really building a container, and everybody is processing their own internal stuff. Then the last 3 days are practice days. So where you have the opportunity with people in the training and people you resonate more with, or people you feel like just like, oh, you have an aversion and you don't want to work with them. They have the opportunity to pick people, if you choose, you don't want to work with, to see what that does with you, so you can actually choose who you want to work with.
Oh, that's
it's also like the whole build up. It take like the first 5 days is build up and preparation for internal works, and then day 6 and 7 we first start with internal work, and then the last 3 days is.
Let's not spill the beans, shall we?
I'm not spilling the beans, but it's just to give an idea. Some people are like very nervous for that setting, and it's good to know that we really we have a lot of. I mean, we've done it now 20 times.
Is it 20th?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think so. So we have like there is an arc to how the processes, and when it's when is it cooking the most, and what needs to be done when, and maybe not.
Did I just understand Matt correctly when he said that if there's people you don't resonate with, or you sort of have an adverse reaction to doing your work around, that you actually choose to do more stuff with them because it's
no, he said that you work with who you want to work with.
Okay.
If you want to challenge yourself, if you're like me or Sana or Matt, actually, then yes, you will go with people that you don't want to work with because you want to lift heavy weights. It's basically a spiritual gym for. Nothing is a must. Everything is like, we're human. So it's a strong invitation to go and do this and that. But if you don't want to do it, don't do it. I mean, actually, we didn't say. So one of the largest, at least for me, from my perspective, largest topics that we drill you in is responsibility, is becoming responsible. Actually a grown-up, responsible, sovereign human being, which means taking care of your shit. Means, for example, not raising the hand when you want to speak, you just speak. If you want to go to toilet, you don't say, can I go, you just go to toilet. If you want to do something, you just do it. If you don't want to do something, you don't do it. This also means you don't blame others. Oh, you made me do it. Nobody made you do shit. You just followed someone else's stupid advice. So don't do it. So basically, but it's true. So you can expect basically like absolute freedom and grown-up space where we really encourage you to take care of yourself, to prepare you for the outside world, to really give you another level of understanding what it means to be a grown-up, what it means to be a sovereign human being, powerful, self-governing unit. So hopefully that gives you also a little bit of an answer.
It gives me this idea, something I notice often when I walk in the city. You know, you come to what do you call stairway, not stairways, what do you call the
Escalator.
Escalator.
Yeah.
And have you ever noticed how if there is a large group of people, like there is almost always everyone in one of them, and then there's one empty.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah.
Like, people are so blinded, like they don't even think outside the box or outside their own box.
They don't want to be on their own. They don't want to stick out.
This training is like really a support on how can I open my view, how can I become more alive, how can I think bigger than I think big already, how can I become more open, how can I be more true to myself. Yeah. And that is for me the biggest joy of my heart. That's what I live for, and this is what I do this work. This is to help people to think for themselves and become human beings, and that's where my heart goes like because nothing matters more.
Okay, calm yourself down.
No,
I just wanted to say I've seen
and then we have somebody
Ivalu's hand, but I would like to add one little piece in here. So we had people coming to the training where we just said, you know, I don't want to be touched during this entire training from anybody. I just want to just sit and observe, for example. And that's absolute your total freedom and right. You know, we have, you know, sometimes there come hardcore victims with extreme abusive trauma in their body, and they're just actually own up to this piece. Nobody is touching me, till they're actually recognizing, but actually I want to be touched, but only in a certain way. And that's where we go, so that we just teach you guys that you just in the state of empowerment, that you choose the way how you want to be touched, or you say, no, I don't want to be touched at all. So this is one of the key components that we just provide.
Okay, there is a question.
Yes. You wanted to say
and
something?
Jasmine, let's jump on a call. So I have a feeling there's a lot more questions in there. I can see there's like next time kind of creates another one. So
yeah, I have to go as well. Does it finish? I don't want to be rude.
No, you're not rude. Just say bye, thank you, and bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, get in touch.
You. Bye, I will, yeah. Bye.
Ciao.
Thank you, bye.
Ivalu.
Thanks. I only have two very small questions, but to me they're quite important. What time's breakfast?
We don't know.
Okay.
Breakfast, yeah. What is it? Is it due to illness? Like
no, it's not that important. I was just wondering because you guys said there was a morning pre-breakfast thing.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Wait,
just stay in the unknown.
Wait. So
the armor, you control freak.
Yeah. So the breakfast is at 9. Yeah. The thing is, you don't want to eat before morning practice, because it's quite intense, like breath work or processes that you're not even going to think about food laying there. Like it's going to be, and anyway, it's an excellent way of like training the muscle of I don't need to eat. But saying that, I don't know what your eating habits. So what are your eating habits?
And we don't want to know.
No, I eat whenever. Sometimes it doesn't.
What was the other question, Ivalu?
What's the coconut oil for?
For the bodywork sessions. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, for bodywork sessions.
To eat for breakfast.
No, I thought it was for the sessions, but
no, it's for bodywork.
So sometimes oil is used and sometimes not, or always.
Oil is always used when you do internal work. Always.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try without.
Oops.
That doesn't sound nice. No.
Great question. Thank you. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's definitely optional.
Yeah, of course.
All right, any more questions? George.
Yeah.
I have a question. Well, it's not really related to the training, but to the armoring. Because I'm giving sessions to clients at the moment, and I mean, with clients, it works kind of well because some of them have experience and some of them they don't have, and they kind of trust. Okay, but how do I deal with friends that are in total need for the armoring, but I don't know, but I'm their friends. So it's like, I would like to show them, I would like to confront them, I would like to, I don't know, to kind of start one of those processes like in the morning circle, but they are friends. How do I deal with this? Because I'm really getting stuck with some of my friends. And
I have a question. Are they really friends or just like, because with my real friends, I can do it. But
Yeah.
with people that are not really friends, but they kind of pretending to be friends. And if I ask them the question, they're like, you can't ask me that. Then they're not really friends. So what kind of people are they?
well, mostly they are friends and they were actually also partners, and they are totally in their victim mode.
Do they
And
know that?
one yes, one no.
So you can work with one, not with the other one.
Yeah.
I mean, basically be normal with them. Tell them, like, sorry, Sandra, one sec. I used to do huge amount of things with my friends, but there were friends that were on the same path. We were all up for intensity. We were all on the path. So of course, dig into me, show me my shadow, put a mirror in my face. I want to see myself. And those are my real friends. And so with them, you can do anything you want because they want it. But those that are like, they don't even know they're confronted. They don't even know they have an issue. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You can ask them if they're open to reflection. If they say no, you can't do nothing.
I would I would like to give my 5 cents into that as well. You know, in the training, as you might remember, you know, we just like pushing the button of the pleaser and the rescuer, right? And whenever you feel like you just think, I mean, you can come from a place of love and care and you want to just like want other people's best, of course. But if you still have some of this residue in your body as a pleaser or rescuer, or you just you know, need to take care of other people's evolution, then it might be valuable to have a look there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing because now I'm working on myself through this. No? That's what I'm doing, and I got much better, I must say. But still, in my head, there's still another way to get to them, and I haven't found it.
Yeah, so I can speak into that. I think like if you were stuck in a pattern, if you had good friends around you, friends that cared, like they want you the best, and you were stuck in a victim pattern, what would you prefer that they did? I mean, of course, it depends on if they want to change or not, but
to me, that they would kick myself in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still not working with that guy.
Mm. Yeah. So if it's not working, then you have to just see, okay, do I enjoy being here, or is there another way? You know, because sometimes then knocking on that door can just feed the pattern. So people being fed by the actual, come on, I want to help you, I want to help you. So it doesn't help, even though we want to help. Or set the container. So, okay, like I want to have a serious conversation, and are you willing to hear me out for 15 minutes, half an hour? Yeah. And like, I noticed this with you, and this is the effect it has on me. You know, this is what I would like to do, but I noticed that you don't want to, you know, turn around and But, or do you want that? Like, so to create a container where the person actually say yes and are willing to. But also, of course, there's this fine line. So it's not, you know, it's not one road here. It's not black or white ever, you know. So the fine line of not becoming the therapist for your friend, like some Matt say, like just check in, okay, am I my pleaser savior pattern, or is I'm just a friend, maybe with the residue of the pleaser, but I'm working on that, you know, to figure that out. But try different roads. But in the end, sometimes the best, like I'm in a process of kind of moving away from people, and people I notice have a victim mentality, and I'm like, okay, I just need to withdraw from this person for some time in order to understand who I am without this person. So this is like different ways of testing. It's like being allergic to food. You know, okay, what do I need to take away and add, then take in again in order to see what works and doesn't work? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I've seen Ross, your hand. Are you about to want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say
All right.
I wouldn't work with friends. I think there are boundary issues and we can't save people.
Perfect.
That depends really, as you say. All right, thank you so much both. So are there any questions about Sicily training? Because the webinar is gonna finish soon, and if any of you wants to have a personal conversation, I'm super open, like Georgia or Ross or anybody. Hey, what? Say
It's
what?
almost only old students left or students.
No. Anyway, basically, if anybody wants to talk, like, let's talk privately, but like, we only have a few minutes left for the training, so let's see if we can answer any more questions or inspire you to join us.
I just dropped my links into the chat. Please feel free to copy paste them out. One for the training, one having a call with me. Just a few corner parts that you can find under the link. It's from the 1st to the 11th of June. It's in Sicily. It's on the foot of Mount Etna.
Yes.
Any other questions? There is a pool.
Yeah, it was and a great view.
It's a great view.
Over the ocean and Mount Etna.
You'll definitely have a life-changing experience.
Etna was erupting when we were there. It was quite incredible. I've never seen an volcano. And I could hear before she started like that was really intense. Yeah, it was more intense than actually observing. Yeah.
So you hear the sound when it's grumbling.
Yeah. Before starting, power.
All right, so if there are no more questions regarding the training in Sicily, shall we talk about other stuff that is happening? So I'm running presence training 3 days after Sicily in Spain. All of you are super welcome to get in touch with me to talk about it. I'm not going to go into it right now because we don't have time, but I've just dropped a link to talk to me. Go through my website, loveco.me. Copy the link and talk to me. We also just actually announced a scholarship program because we found a sponsor who actually made it possible. So get in touch if you want to go there as well after the basic training, which is a big ask, but if you can take the intensity of both, you're super welcome to come. And then also we have for the practitioners here, I don't know how many of you are coming or not to Portugal next week. On the 1st of May, we have our first summit of the Dearmouring practitioners. So if you can make it, come play with us. Get in touch with me if you want. So that's that. Any other announcements? Last training, potentially, shall we talk into that for a minute, Anna?
Yeah, maybe someone has a question around it. We can mention it briefly.
Let's see if anybody has any questions about it.
Or objections. Or comments or
about what? I have a question.
About the Sicily training being the last training of the DearmouringArts. Yeah.
Mommy and daddy getting divorced, they never come back together.
Will someone else?
If I take over, we will come back together. So
will someone else carry it on? Is Dearmouring dismantled? What's going to happen?
Dearmouring's been de-armored.
Yes,
reconditioned.
No, basically the deal is like this, Peter. My life took me off track, and I'm giving my energy to Loveco. So I'm leaving DearmouringArts, and I offered my half of the company to Sana if she wants to take it. So if she takes it, basically now she's kind of on her own. So if she takes it, then the thing will carry on. If she decides that this is too much of a chunk and big of a bite to take, and she doesn't want to take it for some other reason, then DearmouringArts is c'est la vie, gone. So basically it's not known at present, you know.
And
As
the
long as
deal,
I'm going.
yeah, and the deal also, like the vague parts of the deal is that if I choose to take it on, Dean will be part of 4 more trainings or 2 more years. That's
Just for
the
basics.
current, yeah. And if I take it on, I probably anyway would also bring on more teachers. So there is a few that I've handpicked throughout my journeys around the globe, which are epic, you know. So that is, but the thing is for me is that I easily get into a business operator mode, and that is draining for me. And I don't want to be a business operator. I want to be like doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that is transforming people. So my ideal, and I can put it out in the field, is that I want to find an organizer. If I find an organizer easily, I can I can put my vision in how I want it to grow and develop, but I don't want to hold that point because it's not what I want.
Yeah, it's a
Anybody
massive
knows
logistic.
that you feel like you want to be an organizer, or if you have somebody in your field that you know is a great organizer, not a beginner, because this is not a beginner's task.
No, it's hardcore. Yeah.
Then I put it out in the ethers for this magnificent to carry on. So actually, I mean, my vision for many years was to train more of you who are ready and wanted to hold space. You know, I know already some that I've been poking for some time. Peter.
Not to mention names.
So there is a lot of potency for this organism to, you know, I don't want to see it as mine. I want to see it as something bigger as well. So I blow it out in the ethers. Otherwise, maybe it's just time to open a new door.
I mean, from my perspective, I really think, not just from my perspective, but actually from perspective of the field, I really hope you find someone, Sana. I really do, because the training is, I mean, it's epic.
Of course
it's really, it's mind-blowing. And it would be a real shame for it to stop, but somebody has to take it on. And I really hope you find a team to actually help you do that.
Yeah, and also take it on. I mean, I build the things kind of, so I know the ins and I mean, it's not like handing it over. It's like it's still there. It's like my baby, you know, like I know every inside out of it. So it's not about, you know, I'm still the holder, like the boss somehow. But yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a massive logistic endeavor. Sorry, please.
Eliana, yes.
I'm just thinking, my sister might be interested, or you might be interested in my sister's skills as an organizer. I don't know, like to have this conversation, who should I write to?
Sana.
Me. Brilliant. You can
info@DearmouringArts.com. Use the same email address, and Sana will just take it over.
Maybe Sana, you drop your email address in the chat.
Yeah, I drop my email here instead, and we can also, if you want, for June, have a private conversation.
Thank you.
So
I mean, basically, we're going to send this recording. We are recording this conversation, by the way. So we're gonna send the recording to all of you here. And in it, there's going to be email for all of us to be contacted. So if you want to get directly in touch with Sana, there's going to be an easy way to do it. So yeah, we'll make sure that you get a contact.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Thank you, darlings.
Yeah.
Any question that has not been asked or answered, please feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a kind of a thing for repeaters, or for people who bring somebody for repeaters? Yes, we have so many repeaters. That's one of the stupid German jokes, right?
No, that was my joke. Don't take my joke away now.
Anyway, all right. So you two stop, just stop. You see, it's changed already. It used to be me and Sana, and now it's you and Sana. That's good. That's good. Anyway, so those of you that want to come to the training, you're super, super, super welcome. It's gonna be absolutely epic, mind-blowing, and life-changing. This I guarantee. So really look forward to seeing some of you there. And for now, shall we say goodbye? We're ready to do that, or anything else we want to say?
No, we're ready to say goodbye. Thank you for coming and showing up. Lovely to see familiar faces again.
Yeah.
So precious.
Yeah, if you're feeling keen to get blown away on an erupting volcano,
under the full moon.
Having a space odyssey, never coming back. But maybe if you feel like writing anything in the chat there, you know, just a few words for yourself to just make it complete. You're more than welcome to write whatever you want to write in the chat. Beside that,
of course, if there's anybody of our students who've been to the training before, if you want to come to this party, you're welcome to have.
Absolutely,
a great repeater.
It'd be amazing to see all of you there. Yeah.
Surprise.
I can't
Did you say
help
Peter
but
Peter because there's two Peters here? Peter Peter.
yeah, I can't help but to say that if you are thinking of joining, then you cannot miss this opportunity if these guys are splitting up, because again, as people have said, you three together are an amazing I don't know, pattern breaking bulldozer, and also the small intangible little flowers that need to be held and to blossom, and you are so skilled in that, and it's been amazing to be part of your journey, and I'm just yeah, so take the chance of being guided by these three before this, if this moves on. I'm a good also divorce counselor, so maybe I can do something. I don't know.
It's done. Like Riva took me, and I'm already swinging in a different direction. It's like it's
without
done,
telling me.
you know? Yeah.
First,
But you know, nothing is like lost or dead. You know, we're still three alive, and we're gonna do other things. You know, so you catch us elsewhere. And if Peter might want to step up, if he wants, you know, then maybe there will be potentially future in DearmouringArts. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Said nothing, mentioned not Peter. Said nothing, mentioned Peter.
I'm here.
All right, dear people, come on, big hug. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, love you all. You're amazing.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Thank you for your time.
Ciao.